Two guests join us now with different takes on the Al-Qaeda threat to the United States right now. Cliff May is the president of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, and our national security analyst, Peter Bergen, an author, is here as well. Peter, you wrote a piece a little bit more than a year or so ago saying, and the headline was, "Time to declare victory, Al-Qaeda is defeated." We discussed this. Are you ready to revise or amend? Do you want to change that? What's your assessment right now based on this current threat?
Al-Qaeda, the organization that attacked us on 9/11, is still defeated by any kind of objective standard. It hasn't done a successful attack in the United States since 9/11. It hasn't done an attack at all in the West since July 7th, 2005, the London attacks. Most of its leadership are dead. Now, Al-Qaeda in particular places in Syria is back, but they have shown no interest or ability to attack outside outside Syria. Al-Qaeda in Iraq is back. So, particular regional affiliates of Al-Qaeda are doing better. Does that mean that the United States is in grave danger? The answer is no.
We disagree, and here's the reason we disagree. Between 1993, when the World Trade Center was attacked for the first time, and 2001, there wasn't an attack in the U.S., and there was a lot of complacency. And the result was we were
hit. 2 U.S. embassies were destroyed in 1998.
But it wasn't in the U.S. What we have seen is Al-Qaeda evolving, Al-Qaeda morphing, Al-Qaeda getting a structure that you might call a network with various nodes. The U.S. government right now is saying that there are at least 17 countries, 17, in which they believe Al-Qaeda has the ability to attack our embassies or our consulates. That's a lot of countries for a defeated organization to have. Plus, they're the most important fighting force in Syria, not a small fighting force, the most important. Plus, they have been killing more people. I think it was 700 in July alone in Iraq than we've seen in a very long time. Plus, they have affiliates in Nigeria, affiliates in Somalia. In Mali, they took over until the French went in. This is an organization that is decentralized and has a network structure that may be more powerful and more dangerous than it was.
That's what Peter King, the chairman of the House Homeland Security Subcommittee on Intelligence and Counterterrorism, says. He makes the same point.
Yeah, and these points aren't necessarily in contradiction with each other. The fact that it's a more decentralized, more networked organization doesn't actually make it more dangerous. I mean, it means that we've put a lot of pressure on these groups. They find it hard to organize together. If they have a safe haven, we attack them with drones. We kill a lot of their leaders. They've kind of defaulted to this decentralized mode because they've been forced to. And let's say the invasion of Normandy wasn't conducted by a decentralized network. It was conducted by the U.S. military, a highly organized organization. So the fact that Al-Qaeda has been sort of pushed down and has become more disorganized, less bureaucratic, and all the other things that we associated with before 9/11 means that it is much harder for it to attack the United States.
Well, we don't know until it actually happens. This is a different kind of war than World War II, and what we need to do is adjust to that, and I think that means taking the war to the enemy, taking it to the various cells in these various countries where they exist. But keep in mind, even core Al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri, he was in touch with his commander in Yemen, who was, as you've reported, a very close aide-de-camp to Osama bin Laden. And we know of at least 2 other circumstances in which he has been in direct contact. In other words, Ayman al-Zawahiri is an active manager of Al-Qaeda. He's setting priorities.
Is he like bin Laden, Ayman al-Zawahiri?
Well, he hasn't presided. He's presiding over an organization which is on life support, and he hasn't been able to conduct any attack against the United States or, in fact, any embassy.
But this is a propaganda victory for Al-Qaeda. All the alarm that has been generated, the concern that has been generated over the past few days.
If the definition of victory is that we close some embassies, I mean, that is not a particularly big deal. A big deal is an attack on the United States. A big deal is an attack that kills Americans, and these groups have shown almost no ability to do so.
Well, I know we're approaching the anniversary of 9/11, the first anniversary of the Benghazi, so people are nervous, as I can testify, because I've been hearing it from senior U.S. officials over the past few days, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing, and then we can move on. Peter, thanks very much. Cliff, thanks to you as well.